Our son Nicholas, who's 8.5, was
Alexander's 6 3/4 now.
Well, our son Caleb is now 10 years old.
Diagnosed at what?
Our daughter is Isla. She is 3 years old, almost 4.
Allergic to peanuts, milk, fish, eggs, beef, strawberries, milk products, and shellfish. Nuts, sesame, and walnuts, and tree nuts, every kind of nut. Chicken nuts, eggs, and cow.
Wheat, rye, sesame, mustard, sweet potato.
Dairy, beef. Knowing that he was having an anaphylactic reaction because his throat wasn't feeling right, his breathing wasn't right, I think we knew we were supposed to use the EpiPen. I mean, that was what we'd been told. But it was awfully scary to think about giving a needle that I've never given a needle to anybody. And so, you know, we looked at him. Yeah, he had some hives. Yeah, he was complaining that his throat didn't feel right. And I just kept watching him and going, okay, well, he's breathing okay, so it's okay. Like, I had the EpiPen in my hand, but I kept just thinking, well, it's okay, we're going to be at the hospital, and we can let them deal with it because they know what to do and I don't, and I'm too scared to do this, and I didn't want to hurt my baby.
She just touched it to her lips, and then she wiped it away right away.
She kept, I remember her really rubbing at her face a lot. And I knew right then and there that it wasn't good. Full on, eyes are swollen shut, her lips were huge, red and splotchy, and just like, looked like a completely different child. And then to think of what's actually happening inside with her airways and her tummy, and you know, it was terrible. It was the absolute worst feeling.
And all the stories before that, all the info sessions, I thought I could never do it because I thought this thing looks like a horse tranquilizer. Like, I just imagined like the needle of this thing must be, you know, inches and like thick in gauge. I had no idea. And then it's very small, the needle.
Yeah.
And again, that was like, it's seconds, and back signs are all gone.
Isla was in her bucket seat in the stroller, and then all of a sudden I just kind of heard these little sneezes and these coughs, and so I was like, oh honey, are you okay? And she looked to be fine, and then I went to go grab something, and then I heard this gurgling sound, and she was just vomiting, like copious amounts of vomiting. She actually saturated her bucket seat and the undercarriage of my stroller. I hesitated. I didn't know what to do. I came whipping home as quickly as I could. By the time I was about halfway home, she seemed to be totally fine, but we just whipped her down to emerge. We did not give her the EpiPen. We were yelled at for that, and rightfully so.
We were driving home from an event. It was a long day, and I just wanted to give him a snack to kind of tie them over. I knew it said may contain nuts, but you know, I thought it'd be okay. By the time when I looked back at him, his lip was swelling up really fast. I knew then something was wrong. He was really worried and scared, and so was I. And Alexander says, Mom, I need to take my EpiPen. I looked at the blue cap and then put the orange in his thigh. And it was kind of scary. And he's like, ow, Mom. And, but he didn't really cry. Like, it hurt just for a little bit. Instantly, like, there was kind of a sense of relief. Even though the swelling didn't go away that quick. I'm just glad he's alive.
We've been coached through all of these EpiPen videos that it's this big dramatic event and somebody falls choking in the field in respiratory distress, and it's not always like that.
We had made a special breakfast the day before. We had some leftover pancake. One had eggs in it and one did not. Nicholas has an allergy to egg. I accidentally flipped the two around. He roughly ingested about a pinky finger's nail worth of pancake. In fact, his younger brother recognized it and said that that's not Nick's, so Nick spit it out, rinsed his mouth out, waiting to see, is there going to be a reaction? You know, nothing. On the way to school, and suddenly he says, Daddy, I don't feel well, and he just power vomits. He starts going into anaphylaxis, and this is now about 25 minutes after he's ingested this piece of pancake. So it's not an instantaneous thing. And he went from power vomiting, we got him into the building, probably within 10 minutes of this extreme vomiting happening, he went fire engine red. He gave the auto-injector and called 911, and it all worked out.
at a basketball windup. We supplied all the food. Kids played, they ate, and about an hour and a half after, we noticed Caleb had hives on his face. And he had hives other places, but we were thinking that it was maybe contact. So we got him in the bath, and I don't know, minutes later.
I usually I get red rashes, I get hives, my lips start swelling up, my tongue doesn't feel right, and my throat starts closing. And then I just turn red.
Yeah, it turned bad really quick. His veins really sticking out of his skin. And I called Michelle and I just said, call 911. I'm going to inject Caleb. Just at that point, just hearing it, Caleb just started panicking that, you know, I don't want to be injected. And I remember him saying, God, don't let this happen, please. He screamed from the pain from the injector, but it didn't last very long. The changes were dramatic. It was like I said, 10, 20 seconds that he just changed, and he was feeling better already.
She was sleeping really heavy that day. Just started ballooning, and she was very lethargic.
I sat in the back seat with her. It was the worst feeling, watching her in the car seat. Just watching her not breathing normal and just kind of nodding off, and I would just be in her face and be really animated, try to shake her a bit. And I remember at one point we saw a police car beside us, and I thought, oh great, we'll flag them down, and of course we couldn't because we're driving. But you know, any hope or glimpse I had to get us there a little faster was running through my mind. And I just remember Matt not talking and driving as fast as he could. Everything just aligned for us to get to that hospital.
They gave her epinephrine.
Yeah.
And minutes later it was...
It just, you could just slowly see everything just start.
Well, by the time we got there, we couldn't even recognize her. They said we were minutes from her throat closing up.
Tahini, it was a little baby spoon, probably 5 minutes after that. Erica thought she saw a little red mark showing up on Isla's cheek. By the time I got to that room, probably the next 30 seconds, it was raised and white and the size of a thumbnail. It was terrifying. Massive hives, started coughing and sneezing, and then she kind of leaned back and her eyes closed, and she just kind of flopped over, and then
she lost consciousness, and so I thought she was dead.
And that was, the moment I walked into the room and there's a hive, we know we have the epi, but in the time it took to get it out of your pocket and out and administer it, those other things are happening. I think she threw up after we administered it.
She actually, her reaction got more severe after.
She wasn't unconscious anymore.
And it was from the point of him going from our second floor down to get to the EpiPen, straight back into the bedroom. Isla had already kind of lost consciousness. She just went completely heavy. No munch.